Hello, my name is Dalton Parker, and this is my activation integration exercises video for PFTR 2320. Today we are going to be building upon the case study that we performed previously. We're actually helping an 18-year-old basketball player who demonstrates a knee valgus upon landing after performing a vertical jump. My test subject is Rosemary Parker, my mom. In the previous video, we performed the first two steps of the corrective exercise continuum, inhibition and lengthening. In this video, we are going to examine the final two steps of the corrective exercise continuum, which are activation and integration. Activation refers to the stimulation or re-education of underactive myofascial tissue. This can be done in two different ways: positional isometrics and or isolated strengthening exercises. Positional isometrics are exercises used to heighten the activation of underactive muscles. Emphasis is placed on particular muscles through proper positioning and force application. Isolated strengthening exercises improve intermuscular coordination of a specific muscle or muscle group. Integration refers to dynamic movement exercises which enhance functional capacity by enhancing multiplanar neuromuscular control. All of this explanation and terminology is very confusing. Simply put, the previous video identified some of the common deficiencies which cause knee valgus: weak hips, tight knees, impaired quadricep functionality, and impaired hamstrings. In the first two steps of the corrective exercise continuum, inhibition and lengthening, we stretched and released these deficiencies. Now in this video we are going to introduce activation and integration exercise to train the muscle back to proper functionality.
Action.
First we're going to perform the positional isometric stretch of the anterior tibialis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it on Rosemary's ankle, and then I'm going to take my left hand and place it on her foot. Now what Rosemary's going to try to do is she's going to try to pull the foot towards her face, and I'm going to push my hand towards the ground. Now in isometric contraction, what we're going to do is the first repetition is going to be at 25%. The second repetition is 50%, the third 75%, the fourth maximal contraction. But we're just going to show one contraction for the video. Okay, so I place my hand down. Now I want you to push against it, Mom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. That's it. Now we're going to perform the gluteus medius positional isometric stretch. So what I do is I take my right hand and I put it on her hip, and I take my left hand and I put it on her hamstring. Now what Rosemary's going to do is she's going to try to push the leg up, and I'm going to try to push down. Okay, ready? Lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Okay. Now we're going to perform the gluteus maximus positional isometric stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my right hand on Rosemary's lower back, my left hand on Rosemary's quad hamstrings. So what she's going to do is she's going to lift this leg up. Now I'm going to push down. Now what Rosemary's going to try to do is lift up. See? Ready? Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down.
Action.
Now we are going to perform the adductor positional isometric stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put hands on both ankles. I'm going to lift up. Now pull this way. What Rosemary's going to try to do is she's going to try to pull the leg the opposite direction to where I am. Okay? So I want you to push out. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Action.
Now we're going to perform a glute bridge with knee extension. So I'm going to have the client laying on their back. Now I'm going to have them have flex of the knees, laying flat, leg down, and lift the butt up. So everything is in a straight line. Okay, now we're going to have you perform it.
Ooh.
I want you to flex the leg. Okay, and I want you to lift the butt. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Awesome.
Ooh.
Now we are going to perform an isometric quadricep contraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down, we're going to lay flat. Now we're going to put a contraction against our quadriceps, and that's going to kind of lift our heels up off the ground. So it'll look like this. Okay, we're going to have the client perform. Flex here. And you can see heels do come up off the ground a little bit. Awesome. Now we're going to perform an isometric vastus medialis stretch. So what you have the client sitting in a chair, you cross the legs. Now what they're going to do is they're going to lift up just a little bit, and then you're going to contract the vastus medialis, so the inside of the quadriceps, so that the legs lift a little bit. Okay, we're going to have the client perform. Cross the legs. Let me bend. Yeah, just like that. Okay, now flex right here. Awesome. Now we're going to perform an isometric wall squat. So we're going to have the client put their back flat up against the wall, feet about shoulder width apart. Now we're going to flex to about 90 degrees with our knees. We're going to hold like this. We're not going to have our hands at our knees, and you're going to see that this is performed to 90. Okay, we're going to have the client perform the assessment.
Am I away from the wall?
Yeah, you're pretty good. Now squat. Maybe walk the feet just a little bit further away. Okay, try again. Okay, now we're going to perform an isometric Achilles hold. So what we're going to have the client do is put the feet on the stool just as far apart as possible. We have a window ledge so that they can hold themselves up, just so that base of support is a little bit larger. Now, demonstrate. Feet as wide as possible. Now, I don't let my heels dip below my toe line. So what I mean by this is I don't let my heels drop like this. I keep my heels straight. Now, performing the assessment, I lift up, and then I bring it back down. Okay, I'll have the client perform the assessment. Up. Yep. Feet wide, yeah, don't dip. Now lift up, just hold, and drop. Awesome. For the first integrated dynamic movement exercise, we're going to perform a dumbbell swing. So what you do is your feet just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Try to keep the knees at a little bit of a flex. Now, we're going to pull the dumbbell down. When you pull down, the dumbbell comes a little bit back so that we can gather momentum, so we have enough for an upward swing. Now we lift up, and the dumbbell comes up. Try not to move it too high above the face, and then come back down and up, and down and up. We're very cognizant to keep our back straight in this exercise. Now have the client perform the assessment. Feet shoulder width, yeah. Can have a little external rotation of the feet, that's okay. Okay, now dumbbell back. Lift, back, and lift, back, and lift. Awesome.
Action.
Now we're going to perform a dumbbell sumo squat. So, feet very wide stance. Now, when you squat down, I want your knee to stay in line with the toes. I don't want any of this. I don't want any of that. I want it straight. When the dumbbell comes down, I want it to touch the ground, and I want your back to remain straight as you're performing the exercise. So roll your shoulders back, put the dumbbell in front, squat down till it touches, and then lift till it touches, and then lift. Yeah, that's good. Okay, go down, touch, and then up. Try to lean back as you're doing it a little bit.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah. Awesome. Good job.
Action.
Next, we're going to perform a dumbbell squat. So, what we're going to do with this one, feet about shoulder width apart. There can be a little external rotation with the feet. Knees, when squatting down, always stay in line with the toes. So, you take the dumbbell, you lift it up, roll the shoulders back, and drop down. When we drop, knees flex to about 90 degrees, and then lift back up. And up. I don't want to see the knees falling in, and I don't want to see the knees coming too far out. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. That's good. Lift up. Keep the back straight. Good job with the breathing.